This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your home.
We show up.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Carbon, and today we are going to be talking about Black Ops 4, but we're not going to be talking about an update, although Ambush 2.0 is expected to release this month, and the rumor is that it's on Friday, so hold your horses. We're going to be talking about Black Ops 4, okay? And what went wrong. This game had massive hype behind it, and people were saying it would bring Call of Duty back to its former glory. As if they weren't saying that with World War II, but some were even saying it would kill Fortnite, but the game ended up shooting itself in the foot, and Fortnite continued to do well, if not better, than it was before. And this is just a small disclaimer. This comes from a Reddit named Faulty Blue, who decided to give his opinion on Reddit, and I read it, it connected with me, and I'm going to throw some of my opinion in there as well. And that's a very word I want to talk about there, opinion. Some of these points are simply my opinion, but feel free to list your reasons as to why you think the game ended up fucking itself over. Keep in mind this is meant to start discussions, okay? Also, I will be bringing up World War II and Fortnite BR for comparisons to Black Ops 4, as World War II is the previous CoD game and is one of the games Black Ops 4 is supposed to improve upon, and Fortnite BR is the Battle Royale game Blackout was competing against with its first Battle Royale release, but I'll only compare them in features they both share. So before launch, the game was released, they released a teaser, obviously, but it had absolutely nothing from Black Ops 4, and all it did was show a compilation of stuff from the previous games with a big quotation faded onto the screen before ending with "forget everything you ever know." Now, in my opinion, it felt like they were just playing off nostalgia, as the stuff included were mostly the popular stuff from Black Ops, such as RCXD, Mob of the Dead, as well as some completely new angles of Woods and Kravchenko's deaths from Black Ops 1. They also promised some really cool stuff on launch, especially for zombies. You know, for zombies, they promised factions and leaderboards, and a lot of that still hasn't made its way into the game. But that was before launch. Let's talk about after launch. The game was rather mediocre, if we're being honest, okay? There was no campaign to play, so that there was already a step down for me. And what's the point of anything going on in the game? The campaign usually brought context to the settings. Why are these factions fighting each other? Why are they fighting at these map locations? Why is this happening in this time period? All of this was answered with campaign story modes. But with Black Ops 4, we have the cutscenes from the tutorials, which are more as backstories, which end up not explaining shit in the end as to why the government is hunting them down or anything. Multiplayer was alright, but their attempt to encourage tactical gameplay completely ruined the game, because if you know Call of Duty, you know tactical is the last thing the common player wants to be. It's far more entertaining to run around like a headless chicken and killing everybody you encounter rather than having to move around carefully with a team and doing the shit they do in the trailers. But due to how the tactical equipment is being used to be tactical, and instead it's for getting bullshit kills. It just ruins the gameplay, especially when there's almost nothing to counter them, as there's no grenades and some of the specialist equipment is utter bullshit. So let's take a look. Ajax shield, for example, okay? Which not only makes you completely bulletproof from the front, it also allows him to shoot from his shield. So may God have mercy on your soul if you run into him and he sees you. You're better off just running and hoping somebody else shoots him in the back while he's chasing you. Or wait to use your specialist equipment, and that's even if it works on Ajax. And then there's Torque's Barricade and Razor Wire, which are a fucking camper's dream, as you set them up in the entrance and make an area completely impossible to access. So they're good to go as long as somebody doesn't use Ruin's grappling hook to reach them. That's basically the only way around it, is the grappling hook. Zero's equipment. You know Zero, the first specialist they added? It had a lot of controversy surrounding it due to how it would reward players for doing absolutely nothing by allowing them to hack your streaks and turn them against you on your own team. You worked hard for those really high score streaks. Really hard for them. It might have taken you games upon games to get those. Well, you fucking idiot. This motherfucker just happened to wait 2 minutes. That's all he did. He just waited 2 minutes just to have the ability to hack your streak, just like Menendez did with the US military's drones, okay? And since you can't equip grenades until a rather high level, good luck trying to kill any of these specialists, even if they have their specialist shit out, you know? Blackout was also meh, as it really didn't bring anything new to the table. And when it comes to Battle Royale, it's pretty much just a Black Ops 4 reskin of PUBG, but the mode ended up being an issue later down the line. And Zombies as well. Zombies was alright, but it was rather downgraded in some aspects. For example, in World War II, you could choose which character to play as. You could actually earn playable characters as rewards for beating certain challenges, such as the Slayer challenge if you beat the Final Rakes Hardcore Easter Egg solo, beating the Easter egg by round 16, or beating said Easter egg in less than 75 minutes. Black Ops 4 has none of that. Instead, the most you can do to customize who you play as is simply changing the face paint. And the most you'll get as a reward by beating special challenges is a calling card. A fucking calling card. Like, come on. At this point, it's like they're just laughing at us. We're trying so hard to get that kind of stuff. Then there's the black market system. Speaking of rewards, the black market system was where the game started showing its bad side. You would have the tier system, which was popularized by Fortnite, and they also included the store system from Fortnite. Now, the tier system with being able to pay to get the tiers isn't bad due to how at least you know what you're getting compared to loot boxes, up until you reach the reserve tiers, of course. But the store system just simply doesn't work. It doesn't. And for one, while Fortnite and Black Ops 4 both sell items which can go for as much as $20, the difference here is that Fortnite is a free game, whereas you pay $60 for Black Ops 4 plus $50 for the Black Ops Pass. Like, oh man. DLCs and operations is my next point here. So as the internet historian said in his Fall of 76 video, this is where things go from tardy to retardy, and I'm sorry for my language, but that is the quote that I agree with. Within the first wave of new content they included to replace the reserve tier supply drops, which makes it so that there's pretty much every form of monetization in the game. And the reserve crates give you one item, so you're receiving less for your money compared to other games. Blackout was also pretty much taking all of the attention away from the other modes. Hell, they're updating the zombies related content outside of the zombies mode more than the actual fucking mode itself. The most zombies get are the new maps. And that's, you know, they have yet to receive their factions. That's still funny to me. But even then, Blackout rarely gets noteworthy changes other than adding Hijacked and Ghost Town and changing the color of some plants. Now, Fortnite also puts more attention on their Battle Royale compared to STW. But they seem to actually give a shit about their game, and how they just like how they removed the Infinity Blade within a week of it being released because the community just didn't like it. But that's not the only thing that Fortnite does to show that they care. You know, from Season 3 to Season 4, they destroyed Dusty Depot and Tilted Towers, and they also included 2 new locations and then the crater. And from Season 4 to 5, they added the swamp-like environment and the desert environment, and the top middle portion of the map was replaced by farm-like place to more, lively location with green grass. And then Season 5, I don't much remember. I didn't play that much. But even recently, 6 to 7, they changed the bottom left of the map to a snow map. They added 3 new locations and planes and zip lines and all this other fun stuff. So I understand Treyarch has to deal with 3 different modes. But when they seem to be fucking around most of the time, and since they don't have to work on too many maps ever, like, since they released the map packs, why aren't there better changes to Blackout? Hell, they could just throw in some new DLC maps and call it a day. You know, by this time, Sledgehammer Games got their shit together with World War II. By DLC 1, they revamped the gameplay so it would be better, such as making changes to the division system and making sprint infinite. They added the paint job feature, all while it was being under the coming soon, but it still came out, okay? And other features were locked behind the coming soon, not just the one, but before Michael Corbin left, Treyarch can't even release factions for zombies or anything rather menial. The events are also lacking in Black Ops 4. So far, the closest thing to an event that we've had are the operations. The most we get in operation are 3 weapons, one being a melee, and a solid 70 to 80% of the content consists of calling cards, emblems, and stickers. And the rest are outfits which look cool, but no sane person wants to equip these colorful blinking outfits in Blackout. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, by February, we had like 3 new weapons in World War II. By February, we had like 3 new weapons, but in World War II, we had 7 new weapons. They need to step their stuff up a little bit, alright? This game is getting a little bit ridiculous if you start comparing it to everything else. The game is still fun in itself, it is, but it can get boring pretty quick. There's no reason to grind in Blackout, there's no reason to grind in zombies. Multiplayer is just being overran by specialists, so I don't know. Do we just wait for the next Call of Duty, or do we play the next game like PUBG? What do you guys think about Black Ops 4? What do you think the state of the game is in? Let me know. Leave a like. Leave a subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what I did wrong. You guys always do. Guys, it's your boy Carbon. Ha, peace! Dance for us, dance for us.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party.